All righty. All right. Well, it's 12 o'clock. I see a few more people trickling in, but we'll let them join. So, today on our April Spotlight series, we have a very special guest. We have Jen McKee. She is a social media guru and expert, and we are so excited to have her here. I know when we talk social media, people usually like love it or hate it. And a lot of times I think they hate it just because they either don't understand it or they just feel like stuck. Like, I don't know what to do with social media and it changes all the time. But we have Jen here, and I know she's going to give us some enlightenment and let us in on a few tips and tricks, if you will, but also just help us kind of really develop a plan and how we can be utilizing social media for our business to really build relationships and grow. And so, Jen McKee is the founder of Key Heart Marketing, an award winning marketing agency that helps home service providers show up and stand out using social media. She leads a small team of creatives that specialize in putting trades companies on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. And her clients have really scaled. They've been able to speak on industry stages, been invited on reality TV, and found incredible new team members, all from the power of social media and short form video. So she's a mom and a wife who loves self growth, reading, and doing CrossFit. So we've got quite the powerhouse today. And so I'm so excited to introduce Jen. So I'm going to turn it over to you.
Thank you. Hi, guys. Thank you for having me. I'm really excited to be here. I want you guys to feel free to drop in the chat any questions that you have as I go along, and I'll try to see if I see them as I'm talking, but then also grab them at the end. But I would love to know, like, personally, how you feel about social media right now. So is this something that you are like it's moving along in your business, or you're feeling really stuck by it, or you're loving it? I would love to know in the chat if you guys want to share that. That way I just kind of know where we're starting. And today I'm really going to talk a lot about video. We do definitely utilize multiple channels at Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, just like Emily said. Sorry, I'm dealing with this chat and it's like expanding. But we really like to use short form video. So that's kind of what we're going to talk about today. So Stacy said we like it. It's hard to find content to post, and that's a really, really great thing to say. So we'll definitely talk about how to get content, because I feel like in general, we have this idea that social media needs to be harder than it is. And I think that we're making it harder than it is. What really works is just what is going on, your team, your people, your branding, and things like that. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Okay, so I love this meme because I think we can all relate to this. Like, you said you were going to post today, but you ended up scrolling for hours. So I feel like I'm totally guilty of this. And it's always like, I'm going to get inspiration. And then it's been like an hour and you're not inspired. And instead you've distracted and now you've run out of time and you can't post anything. Anyways, um, yes, keeping up with social media is a whole thing for sure. I'm reading some of what you guys said here. So it's going good. Trying to figure out why some things explode and others flop. Ooh, that's such a good thing to touch on. So what are we going to talk about today? We're going to talk about why social media can be impactful for your business and how the different platforms work, what to post, and we'll talk a little bit about trends too. So we just talked about who I am, so we don't need to talk about that. But what are we using social media for? So it's going to be where you can stand out from your competitors. Google is super, super important as a home service company, but with social media, that gives you the chance to tell your story and really tell why you're different from the other people in your market. Of course, it's a place to promote your business. It's a great way to attract better recruits, and it's a really great way to connect with your audience. And then, of course, I'm sure you guys have heard these stats before, or maybe you haven't, but people are using Instagram and TikTok as a search engine now. So it is a good place to think about SEO and how you're labeling things, what your captions are, what your hashtags are, where you're putting yourself, what types of questions you're answering. And then people are watching short form videos. 66% of consumers watch them daily. I'm sure I'm not alone. When it comes to short form video, are you guys watching TikTok more? Are you watching YouTube more? Or are you watching Reels more? If you want to answer that in the chat, I'm super curious. I personally am, I love TikTok, but a lot of the different platforms are just sharing videos anyway. So the videos that are being posted on TikTok are being posted on YouTube or being posted on Instagram or being posted on Facebook. So no matter what, we take an omnipresence approach, which I'm going to teach you guys here today. But basically, if we're creating content, we're going to put it on as many platforms as possible because we might as well get the most reach as we can out of what we're already doing. Okay, so where should we be? And I think this is a really funny explanation of what the different platforms are. I did not create this, I just found it on the internet. But Instagram is really photo based. So here's a photo of my donut. Facebook, we like things on Facebook. I personally don't use Twitter or X, and I don't think it's entirely a place where home service businesses need to be putting a lot of energy just because of the way that, or the people that are on it. Snapchat's another one that I don't think needs a ton of energy. Reddit, I know there's been a lot of talk about Reddit recently, and we're not going to get into that today, but I am an avid Reddit user, and I'm happy to share my thoughts on that if anybody is interested. But we do utilize Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and LinkedIn as places that we are posting content on. All right, so what are you going to post? The first thing before you get started with anything when you're looking at social media is like, what are you trying to achieve with your marketing in general? What are you trying to achieve with social media? How is this going to tie back to your business goals? And this gives you the opportunity to set social media goals. In general, the goals that we're setting in social media all have to do with engagement. And although engagement can be called like a vanity metric, meaning that it's not tied back to an ROI or to a monetary goal, what engagement does is it puts you on the news feed. And so if you are on the news feed, that means that you're getting in front of people, which will then help tie into your business goals. If you're not getting engagement on your content, meaning people aren't liking it, sharing it, commenting on it, clicking on it, then it's probably not showing up in the news feed. And that is not really benefiting you. So maybe if somebody finds you on Facebook, is there a lot of noise here? Man, I don't know if there's something I can do to fix that. Maybe I can move. I'm sorry, guys. I don't want to have too much noise. Let me see if I can go around this corner.
Yeah, thank
In
you.
a co-working space, and it just like literally got so loud. I think it's because it's like lunchtime.
Well, it's already quieter.
Yeah, it's way quieter over here. Okay. Is that better?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, thank you. But anyway, so we're always tracking and checking our goals, and that helps us see which content is doing well and what content isn't doing well. Thanks, guys. Thanks for letting me know. And I'm sorry about that. And then someone asked about Pinterest. So Pinterest is a search engine, and it can be a good way to share blogs. So then it's like beneficial to your SEO because of the way that Pinterest is set up. It's not something that my company specializes in because it's really different than any other social media platform. But Pinterest is it's like a link collector basically. So it's helping people click on links and click through to the website. Facebook group participation is also incredibly valuable, especially being a part of Facebook groups in your community. And having other people rally for you in those groups too. So not just basically having people that are watching those groups and seeing whenever questions are asked that like who recommends a local plumber, recommends local HVAC. Another thing about Facebook groups that can be really, how do you manage that participation, right? Another thing about Facebook groups that can be really beneficial is putting in like thought leadership content when it's applicable. So mentioning as an HVAC company that right now is a really good time to get your maintenance done because of this. So not necessarily like selling like, oh, by the way, we're doing $89 tune-ups, but more so like, hey, it's going to get really hot this summer. And I think, yeah, I think programs that can track groups is really good. And y'all are distracting me. I need to turn this chat off now. But so I think that being a thought leader in these groups can be really beneficial as long as it's never going towards salesy, because salesy will a lot of times get you kicked out of the group or get your comments deleted. But if you can be especially if the weather's changing, if there's a freeze happening, if there's something that you can offer some really good value, that can be a great thing with groups. And then, like Trish said, I think that there are some AI trackers for the groups that can watch for keywords that would be really beneficial, but I personally don't know any. So if Group Tracker is a good one, then that's awesome. Okay, so back to thinking about social media. So what are you going to post about? That was one of the first things that someone said in the chat, is like, I don't know what to post about. So I'm going to give you guys some ideas of what to post about, but the main thing to remember is that social media is like a science project. So you're going to make a guess based on what I'm telling you, what you've seen other people do. You're going to test that piece of content and you're going to track your results. And if it's something that you're seeing is getting engagement, something that people are commenting on, that people are sharing, people are asking questions about, you're going to create more content like that. On the other hand, if it's something that now you've posted 4 or 5 times and nobody is engaging with it, it's not doing anything for your social media, don't create more of that content. So that's what I mean by thinking about it as a science project. I can tell you all day what I'm seeing is working, but every market's a little bit different. Every brand's a little bit different. And so by thinking of it as a science project, instead of like, I have to get it right this time, you're going to have things that flop. It's just inevitable. It's the way that it goes. Social media is always changing. Some content's going to perform well, but just remembering that you're always testing and you're always looking at what you're doing and then you're making decisions off of that is really helpful and should help take some of the pressure off of like, I don't know what I'm going to create, or I don't know if this is going to perform well. Okay. Yeah, for sure. So Chris said that she carves out a calendar block to participate rather than just always looking at it, which can also be super beneficial. If you have, you can go into any of the groups on Facebook and you can search keywords like plumber or plumbing and see when people have asked those questions. And even if they asked it like a month ago or a week ago, you might not get that person, but the next time that somebody is searching, they'll see that your name's popping up. So that's what this can be really helpful, is that your name starts to pop up over and over again. So don't be afraid to go back on the old times that people have asked and put your name, and even ask other people. Like you can send other people in your community, that past customers that you've worked with, or people that can attest for the type of work that you guys do. Okay, so this QR code is going to send you the 3x3 method. So this is really the this is really the framework that I'm going to teach you guys today, and it's based on video. So the 3x3 method is 3 types of video, 3 days a week, and 3 different platforms. So I know we've talked about a lot of social channels. The reason I love video is because it gives you the fastest and most consistent way to reach the most people every time that you post. So static posts struggle to get reach and engagement on a lot of the platforms, but video, you can post it on TikTok, you can have 0 followers and you can get in front of thousands of people the first time that you post it. YouTube Shorts, same way. You don't have to have any subscribers. You can post that video and get in front of thousands of people. So because of that, I really lean on video a lot, and sprinkle on the static post too. So the 3 different types of videos are the talking head video, a trend video, and B-roll video. And I'm going to talk to you and show you kind of examples of these. You do not have to show your face. And the trend in B-roll is not showing your face. So those can be really helpful. Talking head is though. So a talking head video is something like this. One thing that really helps these videos is starting with a hook. So instead of saying like, hey, it's Jen over here at Keyheart Marketing, someone's going to scroll right past that, and not because they're like rude or mad, but because it doesn't catch their attention. We have very short attention spans and you have to catch somebody's attention right away. So instead showing, having things like this guy in the middle has these tools in his hands, that can be really beneficial. Even a hook could be something like, these are 5 tools that we have to every home that we go to, or these are 5 tools that every homeowner should have. Something, and these are simple hooks. Like you could be a little bit more dramatic. You can use a little bit of like controversial statements, like saying things like, most homeowners don't have this and it could save you thousands of dollars. So starting off with something that's going to catch people's attention. You can do that too with this text on the screen, with whatever he's saying here, and then with your captions. You have a couple different opportunities to say something that's going to catch people's attention. It's also helpful, like you can see these guys are standing in front of their brand. They're wearing their brand shirts. So there's a lot of branding in these videos along with whatever they're going to say. One thing I also recommend whenever creating these like talking videos is to share something that's transformational. So rather thinking about like education, think about some way that you can change somebody's life. And I know that sounds like really dramatic, like we're going to change their life. But I think I mentioned earlier about, going into the Facebook group and talking about why somebody would want to get a tune up on their AC unit. That could really change somebody's life. Like there could be new homeowners, young people, people that maybe have never gotten that before, and letting them know the benefits of how this can impact them, and so that they're not out their AC when it's 110 degrees. That's a really life-changing statement. And so sharing something transformational is something that someone could apply to their life that day. Like one thing that we've done a lot of times is talk about foods that shouldn't go down the garbage disposal, or not flushing flushable wipes, or even not pouring grease down the drain. So you don't have to go like into these really in-depth topics, but instead just share something that that a lot of homeowners may not know. There was a video that went viral on TikTok where a girl was like, she used a trending sound, but it was like, when the HVAC tech asked me where my I forget how she worded it, but anyway, she takes him to the water heater. And so it was like a joke, but she didn't know the difference between these pieces of equipment in her home. So it's a really easy video that could help somebody in the long run, even just sharing the difference between these things in your home. So a lot of times, like we talk about, I don't know what to post about. It's these really, really basic things that homeowners would benefit from knowing about, that is like second nature. At First Friday filter change reminders, that's great. Angie, you guys have incredible videos. I don't know if that was y'all's video. I think I saw it on a different account, but I use Western Air as an example for a lot of my clients for sure. They have some awesome videos, and it's some really, really basic videos that are super impactful. So the last little tip that I have on this slide is to watch your lighting, your camera angles, your sound, and your camera quality. Some really easy tips on that is like, just wipe the lens off on your camera before you start recording. Our face and our pockets have a bunch of dirt and oil. Making sure that you're in even like natural lighting. These 3 guys all have some pretty good lighting on them. You can buy a little lapel if you're doing a talking video from Amazon for like $15. That makes it really easy for somebody to hear you well whenever you're doing these. So if the guy's a little bit away from you or there's background noise, it makes it easier to hear. And then you don't even necessarily have to have any sort of like fancy lighting, or of course not a fancy camera. Our cameras on our phones are really, really, they're good. But those kinds of things are going to make a difference as far as like helping people stop to want to watch the video. So these are trends. So there's a lot of trends that we see across social media. One really easy way to use trends is there is an app, I have it listed on here, called CapCut. And CapCut is a free app. You can download it on your phone. It's connected to TikTok, but it also lets you download videos without a watermark for free. It's an easy way to edit videos, but they also have all of these templates. So anytime that y'all have been on Reels or Facebook or TikTok or YouTube, and you've seen like, these are kind of like meme templates, but it's a famous person or a famous movie quote or something like that, saying something and it's on top of a picture, that's all made in CapCut. And they're pretty easy to make, and they have a tendency to do really well on TikTok. They are a way that we're able to grow accounts on TikTok pretty quickly is using CapCut templates. And the way that you use them is like a meme. So you say something that that a homeowner might be able to relate to, or your ideal customer might be able to relate to. So instead of thinking something that other people in HVAC or plumbing might relate to, think of it as something that a homeowner can relate to. Um, so some other trends that you see are things that are more like broader ideas. So in October, there was this ghost photo shoot trend that was really, really cute. They definitely take more time and energy, but they can be really fun to play with, and just a cute idea. These are really good for showing your culture and your branding and your people. Another one that has been pretty recent is like of course we do this, we're whatever. And so that was something that a lot of our clients tried to do also. And this one did pretty well. So trends are a great way to show your personality, have fun. Um, Angie asked about hashtags when it comes to trends. I think that hashtags are more impactful for putting yourself in your community. So using hashtags that are related to like the city that you live in, the state that you live in, the people that you're trying to reach in that way. So like for me, it might be San Antonio, Texas, or San Antonio TX. As far as for trends, I mean, you can definitely use them if there's a trending hashtag, but I like to use them more for geotagging. One thing that can be really good is using sounds on TikTok. Sounds are a good way to get traction on your video without sounds push your video into the For You page. So they get you in front of more people. I think more consistently than hashtags, but hashtags are great for searching. And then, oops, okay, so then the last one. So someone asked about like not using your face, and I know that can feel a little bit uncomfortable, but you can use what we call as B-roll. We didn't coin that term, but it's like what you see in reality TV shows where they're just kind of like recording, you know, the random things around. So here it's like recording on the job, or even on this far right one is a professional recording that was done that could be used for commercials or things like that. So we use these videos, and we can add text on the screen to like the middle one be kind of funny. And then for the other two where we're just like sharing information about I don't know, the one on the left is more about like we keep your place clean, and it had a trending sound with it. And then the one on the right is information that we get off of blogs. So what you can do to get information, like someone asked, I don't know what to post about. If you have a blog on your website, there's like a ton of information on your website. So you can go into your blog and use that as topics for whatever your videos are. So that's one place to start where someone else is already doing the SEO thought work behind that of what people are searching for and what types of things people might be asking, and then you can turn those into videos. So we typically are using trending sounds on these. So we are using a sound that's already going to push us into the news feed. Usually like 7 seconds is a really good timeline for these, just depending on what the sound is. But a 7-second video has the ability to be played more than once, which will help it get into the news feed even more. And then you can just add text on the screen to share information. Okay, so the 3x3 method, the first 3 was the 3 different types of videos. So the talking head, the B-roll, and the trends. The second 3 is the 3 platforms that you're going to post it on. So like I said, we like to take an omnipresence approach. So basically get the most out of the content that you're already creating. So you're already making these videos, you've already edited them, you're already putting them out there. You might as well get the most out of it. When I asked you guys where you're watching videos, people are watching them on different platforms. So taking this video that you're posting and then posting it on to other platforms. So there's two ways that I recommend doing it that will take the watermark off. So this is particularly if you're going from TikTok to a different app. If you're starting on Instagram, this Snap TikTok app has an Instagram website too that I can't quite remember, but if you put an Instagram reel link in it, it'll say, oh, you need to put it on this one. So I think it's Snap Insta. Um, so Snap TikTok app, what it does is it just downloads your video without the watermark so that you can post it onto any other platform that you want. Repurpose.io is it is a paid uh, website, but it does it for you. So basically you can just click a button and it'll take that video and post it onto Facebook and post it onto Instagram and post it onto LinkedIn and post it onto wherever you want. So it makes it really easy and fast. So if you're sharing the same video to Facebook, repurpose. I'm confused. Okay. So if you're sharing the video to Facebook, Instagram, and X, what is the best platform to manually post from? So if you're manually posting, then you can just go into the apps themselves and post it. If you're gonna schedule them, I use a scheduling tool called Metricool, which it connects to like every single platform, including Google Business. It connects to Pinterest. It connects to X. It connects to everything. So I really like Metricool. But you can also just like go over to Instagram, say that you're going to make a reel, upload it, add your caption manually, and then post it. Hootsuite is still a thing. Sprout Social later. There's a whole bunch of scheduling tools out there. I just personally use Metricool because I like the way that it's set up. I think it's really easy to share content in there between different platforms, and I like the way that it keeps all of our clients together. But if you have a different platform that you like, then you can put it in there. I typed it up here. It's Metricool, Metricool. So then you're going to take it and post it to 3 different platforms. So if you're posting it on TikTok, I like TikTok to edit in. I think TikTok has a really easy editor compared to YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. So that's why I use that as a main posting. And then also because a lot of trends start on TikTok and it's easier to reach a really broad audience. And then you can take it and post it to Reels, Facebook, and Instagram. So this will help grow your Facebook and Instagram account. And then you can post it to YouTube Shorts. YouTube Shorts is connected to Google. It also helps grow YouTube accounts pretty quickly. So if you have some longer videos on there, it can be really beneficial. So we have the 3 videos posting in 3 platforms, and I'm kind of cheating here because I lumped Facebook and Instagram into one, but it's actually 2. But I called it Reels. So, and then you can post 3 days a week, which I didn't put on here. So the 3 days a week that we typically post is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, because Friday everybody's checked out and Monday everybody's just starting. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday becomes really easy, but this doesn't have to be like an absolute. You can post Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You can post Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever makes sense for you, whatever you can consistently commit to is going to be more beneficial than just trying to stay in the rules. So come up with a plan that works for you and then that you can execute pretty consistently. Yeah, and Felicity's right. Metricool is incredibly, the pricing is just like Sprout Social is crazy, and Metricool just made so much more sense for what it offers, and it connects to everything. So Courtney asked what the best platform is for a single family between 45 and 75. So Facebook is where everybody's at, right? But the problem with Facebook is that it's really hard to get organic traction on Facebook. So there's a lot of benefits to it, and if that's what you can consistently commit to, then just focus on Facebook. What if you are creating content for Facebook, then maybe you can use a scheduling platform and repurpose that onto Instagram also. So then now you're getting another group of people in there. If you're creating videos, maybe you can eventually add a couple other video platforms. So that's kind of what I'm talking about here. So whatever you can do consistently, and obviously Facebook has the most users on it. It is a huge platform. But because of how many users and how much content is put out there, it is the hardest platform to reach people organically. So Felicity asked, should there be 3 separate posts per platform, or is customizing the caption effective enough? So again, this goes to what can you commit to consistently, what makes sense for you. So there's a lot of benefit for treating each platform separately. If you guys have never researched Wendy's, like the restaurant Wendy's, they have a different strategy for each platform, and they're vastly different. But there's a lot of big brands that also don't do that, and they just repost and repurpose the same things on all the platforms. So it's like, if you can commit to one platform, do one platform. If you can repost and repurpose your stuff onto multiple platforms, do that. If you have the capacity to create different posts for all the platforms, then do that. But it's not entirely necessary. It's more important to be consistent, if that makes sense. Okay, so just some different like video ideas and objectives. I keep trying to move this chat and then it like gets really big and I can't see you guys, so sorry. Okay, so some like, know, and trust objectives. It would be like transformational or educational videos, which we talked about, having fun with the trends, videos that your ideal client could use. So these could be like short, like we did a video with one of our clients talking about changing out the aerator in the sink. So things that you could teach really quickly that somebody could use. Showing the team actually working on things. So this is really great for B-roll. You can show processes, you can show sped up videos of new installs, or even just like short clips of different things, telling your story, telling your story of why you started your business, telling your story of why you're in the community, the story of your team, the story of how you got to where you're at. And then showcasing testimonials. If you could ever get video testimonials, that of course is really cool. But you can also showcase them in different ways, even if it's just like a screen recording of your Google reviews or things like that. For brand awareness purposes or objectives, make sure that you're always using your team. So one thing that we never like to use is stock images. And the reason we don't like to use stock images is because it's not, number one, they're not engaging. And I can show you tons of case studies on that. But stock images typically don't get a lot of engagement on social media, but then it's also not really benefiting your brand awareness at all. Whereas you've invested in shirts, you've invested in your logo, you've invested in your trucks, you've invested in your wraps, you've invested in all of these things. And so using them in your videos and in your pictures is going to make a much bigger impact. Using videos of the truck. So one piece of B-roll that we like to get is just like the trucks driving by and leaving for the day, or somebody waving out the window of the truck. So these are short, 5-10 second videos that you can grab in the morning that then you can use to put text on top of. Talking about your mission and your vision, your trucks near local landmarks, that's super cool. If you can get pictures or videos of your trucks in the community, in front of a local restaurant that everybody loves, or in front of the water tower that everybody recognizes, or the park, these are things that can be really beneficial. And then I put going live on there. So if your objective is team culture, showing team building activities whenever you're having weekend things or evening things or morning things, you can show that. And it doesn't even have to have anything to do with your trade. You could just say like, here's us, our Friday fun day start or whatever, sharing donuts with the team for National Donut Day. I don't know, something like that, where you can just kind of show about what it's like to um, work there. Introducing the team, fun Fridays, doing trends with the team, and you might be surprised on who would be interested in up to doing this. Showing a shop tour. So, and then pets, oh my gosh, like pets do incredibly well on social media. So always utilize your pets if you have them in videos and in pictures, and you can just have fun with them. They can share things about your trade, or they could just be dogs living their life or whatever. And then if your objective is lead generation, and this is talking about TikTok, but um, number one, like don't make ads, make content that people are already engaging with and turn that into your ads. So when you make ads and they look like ads, especially on TikTok, but on any social platform, it's not going to be as impactful and not going to get you as good of results as if you could actually make videos that fit in with the platform, or content that fits in with the platform, and then turn that into an ad. Creating evergreen offers that you're sending traffic to, so things that people might always be interested in going to. Targeting your zip code, and then TikTok has Spark ads, like Facebook has Legion form ads. So that's what that is. Why would I want to work there? Okay, so somebody said that they asked like, why would I want to work there? That is super fun, and we love to do this, where you can go around and ask like 4 or 5 people on your team the same question. So some fun ones, like for Valentine's Day, we did like, where's a good place to take a date? And so it's putting your company, your team in the community, because now you're talking about the local restaurants that people know about. And it's also showing people on your team, which is really sweet. Where's a good place to go whenever it's hot outside in the community? Or we even did one for Super Bowl, like which Super Bowl team do you think is going to win, which was just kind of fun, and it was relevant at the time. And then Felicity said the largest engagement we got was a post with our shop cat, which is like cats, dogs, they do incredible. And I would say kids, but I think TikTok actually brings down the views on videos with kids a lot. So I would be careful with that. Just in general, there are times where there's exceptions to that, but I have seen that a lot. Stephanie's pregnancy poll, exactly. So things like that can be super fun, that are really just about your culture and your team, but they also show personality, and people think that kind of stuff is fine. Stop and listen. I immediately skip to the next video. Yeah, there's always that could always happen, especially with people in marketing. We don't want to see that. How to engage the team to participate in social posts and videos. And yeah, if anybody can help Marissa with that, in ways that you've done it, some things that I've seen have been, you could offer incentive for being a part of it. So whether, I think Stephanie Postel once said that she offered incentive to whoever had the highest engaged or the most viral piece of content for that month. You could also do like whoever brings the most. One of our clients had like a selfie competition where they were taking selfies with their customers, which was really cool piece of content. But so you could offer incentive. You could just, another thing I've seen is a lot of times when we start to post and there are those couple of people that are into it, more people want to be involved, and they're like, want to be a part of it. They're upset that the plumbers are getting all the attention and the HVAC techs aren't, because the plumbers wanted to be a part of it to begin with. So sometimes just getting it started starts to get people excited and wanting to be more interesting. But if anybody else has something that has worked, like please drop it in the chat. So I just have like a couple of things that are trending. Of course, AI, always be careful with AI, not just copy and pasting captions written by AI. They tend to be really obvious and kind of like not as normal as we talk to one another, but AI can be really, really helpful when it comes to coming up with ideas. You can ask Chat GPT for ideas on what a homeowner might not know about their plumbing system. That can help you kind of like come up with new content ideas. Of course, with photo editing, Canva, we use Canva for everything. And Canva has a lot of great AI tools that, for video editing. There's a lot of AI tools out there. And then repurposing and reposting, we talked about, of course, social media platforms as a search engine to make sure your profiles and posts are optimized for SEO, meaning like you're answering questions in your captions, you're tagging and geotagging your community. And then check your profiles. If you don't do anything else after this call, go to Facebook, go to Instagram, go to your social media platforms and make sure that your phone number is in there, your website is in there, there's something in the description that says what type of work you do and where you're located. So just making sure that those are in there. On Facebook, you can add all of your social media, you can add all your social media links on there. Even on now it's connected to Google Business, and I'm not a Google person, so I don't know exactly what the step-by-step for that was, but your social media platforms can be connected to that also. So just making sure that they're up to date with who you serve and what you do, your community, your city, and what you do, and then your website and your phone number. That's going to be really helpful. For geotagging, most of the social media platforms let you tag a location whenever you're posting. So Facebook does, Instagram does, TikTok does. So you can actually choose your city or zip codes whenever you're actually posting the piece of content. But then also in hashtags, we are always using hashtags for the area. And you can do a little bit of research to see what people are using. Just kind of like even in Instagram or in TikTok, when you start putting the hashtag in, it'll show you how many times it's been used. And it'll also show you ones that are similar to it so that you know like what people are using in your area. So short form video, which is what we've been talking about today. Short form video is anything under 60 seconds. And then carousels and photo dumps. So it used to be called a carousel and now people are calling it a photo dump, but it's posting many images at a time, which can be really fun piece of content that you can use on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. And it's just like life around ... plumbing and heating or whatever. And it's, when I talk about like not overthinking your social media content, a photo dump of people around the office or at jobs or selfies is going to be so much more engaging than a graphic that took you 30 minutes on Canva to create. And so posting pictures of people, posting when they're taking a picture of the finished install, getting a selfie with it rather than just the unit by itself can be a really good engaging piece of content. Are you geotagging images that are uploaded? No, we're not doing that. So these are some, like, I'm calling them sleepers, but one of them is your Facebook personal profile. And it's something that I've talked on quite a bit lately, but it can be more impactful than your business profile. So if you are an owner, especially be sure that you are sharing the posts that are being posted on your business profile. But anybody in the company could be doing that on Facebook, on LinkedIn, sharing the posts that are coming out of your company and encouraging the people in your business to be doing so. Along with just sharing pictures of things that are going on, the same way that I just said with this photo dump, like you can share those on your personal profile too, just to keep it top of mind of what it is that you do. I put text only posts on Facebook and LinkedIn, and I'm actually going to delete LinkedIn because LinkedIn is performing better with pictures and text posts now versus when I wrote this. But Facebook text only posts can be really impactful, not so much on your business page, but on your personal page, text only posts can be beneficial. And what that means is that it doesn't have a picture or a video connected to it. And then longer videos, every platform is always saying like, post longer videos. I still think shorter videos do better unless you have a really good story that you're telling. But the platforms are usually telling us that we should try longer videos. So because they're saying it, there could be some truth behind that. Okay, so these are my last thoughts on this. And when it comes to social media. So making sure that you're creating with your ideal customer in mind. So sometimes I think that takes some shifting and getting more into, like I mentioned a lot today, is like what your homeowner doesn't know, what um, little things they might not have thought of or may not know, or could be transformational in their life, rather than things that other people in the industry could relate to, because that isn't who you're trying to reach with your business page. You're trying to reach your ideal customers. So thinking about them when you're creating content. Creating content isn't the end goal. It's just the means to get you to the goal. Not every piece of content is going to perform well. And that's like, that will never change. It's just impossible. So there's always going to be things that you're going to post that are going to flop. There's always going to be things that you're going to post that you're like, oh my God, how did that get so many views? And that's just the way that it goes. So we just keep going, keep moving forward. Don't delete things unless it's like brand harming, but you don't need to delete things. You don't need to feel bad about it. We just take what we learn and then move forward. A really good one to remember is like, if the content is not actionable, rework it. And what I mean by that is like, would you engage with this content? If this was on your news feed, is this something that you would be like, oh, like that's interesting, I'll like that, or I'll share that, or I'll comment on that? And if it's, and like, be honest with yourself. And if it's just not something that you think is very engaging, make tweaks to it. A big tweak that we make a lot is adding pictures of people onto the content that we're creating. People are naturally inclined to engage with that. So the reason that this is beneficial is because even if they're just engaging with it because it's people, it's getting further into the news feed. You're getting in front of more people. So now you have a piece of content that can be an asset for you. It's something that more people will see. Um, Creating content is a muscle. So all of you in here that have never created video before, and you're worried that that first video that you put out there is just not going to be good, or you're not going to know what to do, or you're going to mess it up. The only way that you'll get more confident and more that you'll create better videos is to practice. That you just have to put something out there, and it might not be the prettiest thing, and it might not have the best music, and it might not be optimized to everything that we talked about today, but you have to start with that thing that just kind of sucks, and then keep getting better at it, and kind of look at your results and ask for feedback, and just keep practicing, and it'll get easier, it'll make more sense, and you'll eventually feel really confident and comfortable in it. And then remembering that social media is a marathon, it's not a sprint. So it takes time to get traction on things. And you have to just be in it for a long game. For the most part, like you probably aren't going to gain 1 million followers on TikTok the first video that you put out there. But over time, you'll start to get in front of the right people, and it'll start to make an impact on your business. Um, I'm looking back at what you guys said here. So sharing customer reviews. I think sharing customer reviews is great. It is what I call like a sales or scaling piece of content. So it's definitely something that you should share. It's reminding, it's showing people that other people trust you and that you guys know what you're doing. So you can share it in a lot of different ways. You can share it with a picture of a person and just copy and paste it into the caption. You can screenshot it off of Google. And if you do that, I mean, screenshot like 6 of them and put them as a photo dump of like, look what our customers have been saying about us recently. You can do a video of just scrolling down Google and showing all your reviews. So there's a lot of ways. Felicity said a carousel reviews on the company's website. So yeah, you can share them on your website, but definitely share them on social media. There's no reason not to. And then a lot of you guys are really good about getting the tech's name in these reviews. Get a picture of the tech and post a review and shout them out for the good job that they did, which is going to even be a more engaging piece of content. And maybe their mom and their grandma will see it and they'll share it too. So definitely you can do that. Typos, Krista said that she had a typo and gave away a membership plan to the first person that notified it. That's really funny. Typos actually tend to get more engagement, whether people mean to do it or not, whether they're in, and you can even do this strategically in your videos, like say something a little bit wrong and have people correct you in the comments. Be careful about that. But we like to make really like definite statements and then have the chance to go back and be like, well, we did it like this is what we really meant. So that's one way that you can do it. Do you have recommendations for accessing trending sounds as a business account? So on Instagram, I feel like their music is so finicky, and sometimes I don't even have a business account. I have a professional account, and there's times where I can reach the trending audios and times that I can't. So one thing that I've noticed is helpful is if I'm looking at reels and I actually save the sound from the reels that I'm looking at and then try to use it from there. And then the other thing is that I don't recommend having a business account on TikTok because there isn't like an inherent benefit to it. So instead, taking your videos from TikTok and posting it on Instagram, and Instagram a lot of times will take that sound and put it with the right sound. So that's another way that you can do it. I did True Truths and a Lie on National Lie Day, and that was a really fun get to know me. It gave away a 10% rebate. These are really fun, great ideas. Is that my last slide?
I think so.
I know, I'm like, it's not going any further. Anyways, okay, so I know y'all have asked a lot of questions and I appreciate that. And thank you guys for listening. But if you have any last questions, we still have some time here. So I'm happy to share what we're doing or anything, answer any questions that you guys have.
I loved how you put it that creating content is a muscle. And I think really you just have to kind of start getting going, and it gets easier as you start to do it. And I know one of the things I wrote down is sometimes I think we can get in our own head of like, well, duh, like we all know that, or that'd be a silly thing to post, like, or, but in reality, we got to appeal towards a homeowner or towards what someone else. And so a lot of this knowledge isn't common knowledge to them. And they like that kind of like insight to some of the behind the scenes or what really happens, a day in the life of type things. And so I think just kind of getting started, what may seem like boring or monotonous to you could be kind of intriguing to someone else who isn't super familiar with your space.
Right. One thing I don't think I mentioned is that, and I think that you could look at Angie's company, Western Air, has done this a couple times and it goes viral like every time, but it's like the really like gross or like oddly satisfying type things. So just cleaning something that's dirty or taking, Western Air has done a lot of like taking the gunk off of condensers or vents or cleaning the outside. So, and they are super, super easy videos. Like there's not really a lot to them, but people enjoy watching that. And so if you can ever, and ask your team even like, do you have anything gross or crazy on your phone? Because that's when people pull their phone out, it's like when it's that like, oh my gosh, can you believe that type situation. Also, like a drain clearing. People really like seeing like gross water go away. It's just these like oddly satisfying type things that can be viral. I mean, it's gone. I definitely, I have no shame. I watch Western Air's social media because I think you guys do a really great job. And that's something that I see a lot of is that goes viral is y'all's videos like that.
She did one video that has 25 million views now, and all it was just straightening out a coil. Like
Yeah.
it's like really the simplest thing, but it's yeah, just one of those satisfying videos to watch.
Yeah, and then what they do, and you can always do this, is like you can repost it. If you have a video, if any of y'all have a video that has ever gone viral, repost it like every 3 months and until it's not working anymore. But there's like that is a strategy. Repost your videos that are performing well or remake them. If you have a video that went viral, think about like, I wonder why this video went viral and try it again in another way and try it again in another way and see if you can keep getting that traction off of it.
Well, Grace has a question.
Hey, just had a quick question. While you're saying reposting reels or videos that did really well, that's a great idea. And we had a couple that have been gaining some traction, but I guess in what sense do you mean by reposting? Am I literally like manually posting the video again with the same exact caption? am I sharing it? Like say I go on my personal side and I share it so it reaches my audience as well as our business's audience, or I guess what in what terms did you mean that exactly?
I mean, literally downloading it and reposting it. But
Okay.
all of the other things that you said, I would do that too. Like you
Okay.
could definitely share it. But you can also download it and then repost it again. Try to download it without the watermark using like one of the snaptic.app things, which they have like if you pasted a Facebook link in there, it would be like, oh, but you need to come over here. And then you can download it for Facebook. So that snaptic.app can be really beneficial. But download it and repost it. You can use the same captions, but also repost the original one, share it onto your personal page. You can do all of those things.
Is there any sort of timeline you think like it would be too soon to repost a video or reel that's performed really well?
I like to think of it as like there are no rules, but you could definitely try it quarterly, or if you posted it every day, people might be like, what the heck, like this account keeps posting the same video. But try a cadence that works for you. Like if you posted it in January, I would post it again now. And then, it's like I said at the beginning, it's a science project. So you get to test it and see what works.
Okay. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Well, these have all been great conversations and so much knowledge and great ideas, Jen. Thank you so much. If anyone here wanted to reach out to you more directly, how could they get in contact with you?
Yeah. So if you guys want to connect with me, Key Heart Marketing is like my handle for most things, but I'm really active on Facebook, and I'm just going to put my personal Facebook link here, and you guys can add me as a friend. I post a lot of stuff on there that could be helpful.
Reach out to her on social media. How appropriate.
Right. I mean, definitely the best way. Oh, it's only letting me post it as a link. And then, you could email me if you want. I'm available. But I have a lot of resources for thank you. I have a lot of resources for home service businesses, a lot of free stuff, a lot of really cheap and expensive stuff. So I try to, and it's all social media based. So however I can help you guys, I'm here for sure.
Well, thank you so much, Jen, for sharing all your knowledge and taking your time to share some of that with us. I know some of our ladies here will probably be reaching out just for more ideas and help. I just posted in the chat, we do have our leading lady nominations. And so if you know a woman in the trades who is doing great things, who deserves a little shout out and a little spotlight, we would love to hear about that. We would love to highlight her, promote her on our own social media, because there's a lot of women out there that are worth celebrating. And so if you know of a lady, please click that link there. Give her a quick nomination. We would love to feature her. Also, Pantheon is coming up, as we all know, end of September, early October. If you haven't registered, register now. Okay, sign up. We posted a link there that we will also, LadyTitans will kind of be getting the credit for helping you sign up and pushing that way. We will be having our LadyTitans party. More details to come, but I can promise you this, you will not want to miss it. So make sure that you are at Pantheon. Upcoming dates, we have our LadyTitans Lounge Wednesday, May 8th. So coming up in a few weeks, that is our safe space, girl chat, just a friendly place to talk about wins, to talk about challenges, and get some ideas and feedbacks from other people as to what they're doing. And also our next month's Spotlight series will be on May 21st with Brianna McAdory. She is a 25-year-old operations manager of a multi-million-dollar company doing amazing things, and testament to how age is only a number. It doesn't have to be limiting to you. And so she has a great story. So excited to hear from her. So thank you, Jen, for all of your knowledge and resources today. We really appreciate it. And I hope to see everyone else here next week on the Spotlight series. So thank you all so much. Happy Tuesday.
Bye.